Okay, welcome back to English. It is Tuesday, the 2nd of March, and we are continuing with our English topic of brochures. Today we're going to be planning our brochure for your theme park. The theme parks you sent through yesterday, guys, were fantastic. I absolutely loved seeing your assignments, and there are some really inspiring theme parks that I think should definitely be part of our attractions in this country, that's for sure. I would definitely be going. Okay, pause the screen for your starter, guys, before we get on to talking about brochures again. So the first one is to add 3 commas into this sentence below. There needs to be a pair of brackets in this sentence. And finally, which box shows where a hyphen should be. Pause the screen and then we'll go through. Okay, so question number 1. She wore a dark red skirt, a woolen jumper and a scarf with matching hat, thick socks and black boots. So we need to think about where the 3 commas would go to make this make sense. Okay, so we have quite a long list here. Let's start. She wore a dark red skirt, so that's the first item. A woolen jumper, second. A scarf with matching hat, so that is all one expanded noun phrase. Thick socks and black boots. So because they use that word with, a scarf with matching hat, that becomes one item together. Okay, the brackets. Using public transport, such as buses and trains, can reduce pollution. The brackets need to go around the section that we could take out with it still making sense without that section. It's like an added bit of information. So using public transport, it's here, such as buses and trains, can reduce pollution. And then finally, tick one box to show where a hyphen needs in the sentence. The class teacher praised the well-behaved and helpful group of Year 6 children. Now, class teacher are definitely 2 separate words. Helpful group, totally separate. 6 children, definitely not wanting to join those. But well-behaved is a hyphenated word. Okay, it's not well and then behaved. It's well-behaved as an adjective describing someone's behaviour. Okay, let's move on. So I'm not going to read the brochure again to you today, but what I really want you to identify are the 3 sections of the brochure. So the first bit I've highlighted is what I would just call an introduction. It's introducing, but it's also really important because this is a persuasive brochure. That first paragraph needs to absolutely capture the reader. And that rhetorical question right at the beginning there is really well placed. So I would call this the sort of introduction. Then they have got a section about the rides. And obviously as a theme park, that's going to be something that people really want to know about, the rides. Now they've entitled this third section Family Fun, but actually if you look at it, it's about the different areas and the different facilities. So they've got about CBeebies Land, they've got about the the water park section, about the cafe, and then kind of a finishing off at the end. So although they've entitled this Family Fun, I would say that this section was about the areas, the facilities, okay? Obviously that you can talk about the rides in there as well, but this has highlighted some key attractions there. And this is more of the general kind of who is it for and what are the different areas. Now, in terms of layout as well, we'll come back to this when we write our own, but there's a title, there's images, there's the prices, there's the website link at the bottom. That's how it's laid out and it tends to be quite consistent. So I've just pulled up a bit of a word bank and you can always pause this later on and come back to it. But some really good phrases and words that I think you might want to use when you write your brochure. There are some fantastic persuasive adjectives in here. And here even more. Also some rhetorical question sentence starters, which I think are quite useful. Those bossy verbs, those imperative verbs, go on, try this, enjoy the, imagine taking a step into. We're definitely going to be coming back to use those. That one, guaranteed, you are guaranteed to have the time of your life. You know, all of those really powerful, talking to the reader, convincing them that that is what they should be doing. Some exaggeration, okay, the superlatives can go in there as well. And the promises, you will never forget, you know, you need to see, you'll always remember the day, you know, something that's, it's promising them that they'll never regret going. And then I don't think we'll need the facts as such, although we might use those in our sentences, you know, the comfort, what can you do there? That's more of it with kind of a product. So let's come back to that because we're going to need it when we plan. So moving on then, we're going to be doing a box up plan. Now your box up grid is on your team's assignment. So what I've put on the screen to help you, and you can have them alongside, is I've done the original version, the Alton Towers version, which I've shortened to AT. And then this is your space to write. Okay, so mine is Harry Potter Land. But on your plan, on your assignment, this middle section is not there. Okay, so you just have your section. So you will need to come back to the video if you need some help with what to write. Now we can go down and we can use some of the sentence starters and it keeps us kind of organized. The other thing to mention is that we've got our features. Now this is not all the features you have to use, it's some you could use. Rhetorical question, exciting vocabulary, some description, a sentence structure, some, semicolon, others that we learned about previously. So I'm going to model to you this one and a bit of the next one, but then I will pause the screen later on for you to see the Alton Towers version. So Alton Towers version started with a rhetorical question, and I am going to do the same. However, I'm not going to use the same one. I'm not sure what I'm going to use, so I'm going to go back to here where it had some rhetorical question starters. So I'm going to say, now this is about Harry Potter. Have you ever longed to be a part of the Harry Potter universe? Question. Okay, so that is a rhetorical question, meaning that we're not actually asking for an answer. It's something for them to think about. Have you ever longed to be part of the Harry Potter universe? Well, here is your chance. Now I'm going to do that as like a short sentence. I'm answering my own question sort of thing. Now they've got here where you are guaranteed the time of your life. Now that was one of those words, wasn't it? Where was it? Here you are guaranteed. Well, here is your chance. Actually, I could bring that in there. Well, here is your chance to have, no, actually, I'm going to leave that short. Well, here is your chance. If you come to Harry Potter Land, you are guaranteed, I'm going to use that phrase, guaranteed to feel as if you have been transported to this magical world. Okay, make sure I get that spelling right. Okay, I'm going to look at the next bit. Alton Towers is a majestic 5-star adventure park which has captured the world's imagination. Now, that's not really appropriate for my one. I've just said about being transported into a magical world. But I could say I like that idea of the 5-star, you know, saying it's the best. So let's have a look. Oh, I've just seen one straight away. Unmissable and incredible. I'm going to say, talk directly to the reader. You will not want to miss this oh no, I'm not going to say miss and unmiss. You will not want to, let's say, you will want to experience this unmissable, it's not liking my word there, I'll go back to that in a minute. Unmissable, oh yeah, I'm going to say an incredible, you will want to experience this unmissable, and actually let's turn that into an expanded noun phrase. You will want to experience this unmissable, incredible adventure, which is at your fingertips. Okay, then I've got Alton Towers is more than a theme park, and I've got a nice colon there. So I'm going to say Harry Potter Land is more than a theme park. Colon, it's a have I said adventure already? Yes, I've said adventure, so let's not repeat too many words. Let's go for it's an extension of your imagination that will leave you wanting more. Okay, So I love the front adverbial from the moment you arrive. I'm definitely keeping that. So from the moment you arrive, comma, you will be greeted by the sorting hat's kind of that mysterious character, isn't it? So by the mysterious sorting hat and be placed into one of the 4 houses. This will guide the rest of your experience and leave you a souvenir to take home with you. Okay, some people, let's do that last one. Some people describe their day as, let's not use jaw dropping, let's try something else. Let's go back to my word bat as, oh, I like phenomenal. I like that one. Oh, tantalizing, astonishing. Oh, I like all of those. Startling, oh, I like extraordinary. Some people describe their day as extraordinary. Others, let me make sure I've typed that right. So some people describe their day as extraordinary. Others, now let me find another one. Others, let's have a look, I'm still looking. Okay, so why don't we say it rocked their world. Oh no, that's their one. Oh, you know what? I've just changed my mind. I just had one from the word bank, but actually I've just seen that others say it rocked their world. I really like that phrase and it's exaggerating as well. Some people describe their day as extraordinary. Others say the experience rocked their world. Okay, now I would go through and I would check. I've got some others, I've got some description about the souvenirs, I've got exciting vocabulary, I've got my rhetorical question. I'm happy with that. So you then would go on to the next paragraph and do exactly the same. Now, this is about the rides and attractions. A list would be useful, whether it's the similar list to this one. Superlatives, okay, the est of something, the loudest, the highest. Imperative verbs, those are the list here, those bossy verbs, those imperative verbs. And then parenthesis, like the Rita brackets Queen of Speed, really nice there. Now, I'm not going to show you all of this paragraph because I want you to have a go on your own. I'm quite happy if you want to keep that element there of the twist, spin, flip, fly, and zoom around. Now, I'm not going to say ferocious tracks. Oops, that's a spelling mistake. I'm going to say about flying through the sky or something like that. So twist, spin, flip, fly, and zoom around. I'm keeping the insanely high. Zoom around insanely high in the sky whilst flying on a broomstick. Twist, spin, flip, fly, and zoom around insanely high in the sky whilst flying on a broomstick in Quidditch. I'm going to put that in there straight away because I've got an area in. Okay, so it's spirits flying. Now we've got that. So I want to say about something else. So experience. Let's go back. Let's say revolutionary. Oh, love that. Oops, let's go back into there. Experience the revolutionary forms of transport that take you around the park. Experience the revolutionary forms of transport that take you around the park and twist and turn unexpectedly. Unexpectedly. Okay. Right, let's see. So then you'd go on to the next one about the different rides. So you need to go back to your drawing now when you actually planned out the names of your rides, and then you would talk about each one of those. We've got the word simulate you could use, the brackets behind the name of a ride. If I were asked to choose all of that, keep going back to this word mat and use all of those. Just think how exciting it would be to feel like, or for the rest of your life, you will remember all of those phrases. So this is going to be about the ride. So pause the screen there and that will help you to finish off your assignment for paragraph 2. And then pause on paragraph 3. I've kind of labelled this reasons to go. This is also about the areas of the park. So let me just remind you, we want our modal verbs there. You should, you must. Front of adverbials, there's some really good ones. You can magpie in here. An expanded list. Now we haven't looked at that in a little while, but I'd love if you could challenge yourself. The example one is here. There are thousands of options for you to choose from, including hair-raising roller coasters, comma, for all ages, semicolon, relaxing cafes, comma, to enjoy a break from the excitement. And the third thing, children's entertainment, comma, which changes daily. So think about how you could do an expanded list. And then that subjunctive form. If I were you, I would, and then I've got a nice catchy end. So pause the screen there and that will be your support for paragraph 3. Okay, so finally, before you finish for today, once you've typed into your assignment on Teams, please make sure you have got your features in there. Even if expanded noun phrases aren't on the features list, we still expect those to be in there. So take a pause there, check your work before you submit it to us, and I am really looking forward to seeing your plans. Well done, guys.